Everybody, it's Emily at ARC Schooling, and today I'm going to be doing my November book haul. I actually was very well behaved in the month of November, and I didn't buy that many books. I don't need any new books right now, so I've been trying not to buy anything. Besides the fact that, Christmas. That being said, I did buy books because, I wouldn't be me if I didn't. I did buy a handful of books that are specific to the holiday season just because I'm always on the lookout for new things to read, either to the kids or to give to the kids to read or whatever for the Christmas season. So the first one I'll show you is Young Scrooge by R.L. Stine. My 9-year-old is on a Goosebumps kick, and I thought, why not get her this one? I have not read it. I don't know that much about it. I didn't really do Goosebumps when I was a kid. I think I might have read a couple. I got her Young Scrooge, which I'm assuming has something to do with the Christmas Carol story, but, with horror. Another book I got is one that I have been wanting for literally a decade. As long as I've known it existed, I've wanted this book, and I've just never actually owned it. I don't know why. But I mentioned it to my husband. I was like, why don't I have that? And he's like, I don't know. And now I have it. So that book is J.R.R. Tolkien's Letters from Father Christmas. This book is so cute and lovely. I'm already obsessed with it. When Tolkien's children were small, he would write them letters from Father Christmas. And sometimes it was the Father Christmas's helper polar bear that would write the letters, and he would tell them stories about what life is like at the North Pole, and it's just so sweet. I've only read a first little bit because I literally just got this like 2 days ago, but I adore it already. Like I said, I don't know why I've not owned this before now. I love Lord of the Rings and all the things about that, and I don't know why I've never picked this up. This next book I picked up is something that I thought my husband would appreciate. I know he's not much of a reader, but I always hold out hope that I'm going to find a book that will just be the thing that strikes his fancy and make him pick it up. So he loves all things Christmas. So I picked up Christmas, a Biography by Judith Flanders. And it's exactly what it sounds like. She wrote a story or a biography about the holiday itself and its beginnings and all the different traditions that have come and gone along the way. And it just sounded really interesting from a historical perspective. I just thought that sounded fascinating. So I don't know, I'm probably going to read it too. But I got it for my husband as sort of an early Christmas gift so that he would just, hopefully pick up a book. This next book I didn't actually buy. This is one that I picked up at the recycling center at our town dump, and it caught my eye, and I thought, well, I should own that. And that is Unholy Night by Seth Graham Smith. He is the author of Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, all things I've enjoyed. And so I thought, why not read his weird horror twist on Christmas? So I think this actually follows the three wise men and their experience on their travels and all of that. So it's the biblical Christmas story with a twist, I think. So I have no idea if this is any good or not. Like I said, I didn't pay for it. So if it's crap, I don't feel bad about putting it back at the town dump. But I don't know. If you know anything about this, let me know what you think, because I'm really curious. The last Christmassy book I have is a picture book that I picked up for my youngest, but also for one of my teens. And it's called The Great Spruce by John Duvall. And this is a story about a family that has this huge pine tree on their property that they've had in their family for years. And it's chosen to be the giant Christmas tree in the city, and the boy puts up a protest because he doesn't want them to cut down his tree. And so this is all about how a tree was replanted and replanted again, and it's a lovely story. The reason I wanted it for my son is because many years ago for Earth Day, we planted a tree on our property, and it was a spruce. And we've watched it grow. He named it Bruce the Spruce, and it's just a thing we have on our property that, reminds me of when my son was small. And so when I saw this was called The Great Spruce, I thought of him immediately, but also I wanted to read it to my 9-year-old. And it also has a neat little thing in the back where it talks about how to transplant a tree, because that it's what happens in this book. Multiple times this tree is transplanted. So it's lovely, beautiful illustrations, and it's going to make a great addition to our Christmas book collection. So those are all the holiday-themed books I've purchased in the month of November. The rest of these have nothing to do with anything whatsoever. I've just wanted them, and I have them now. First up is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have heard so many people talking about this book on BookTube that I was just like, fine, okay, I'll read it. And so now I have it, and I really do want to pick this up like ASAP. I just know that realistically that's not going to happen. I have too many other things to read right now, but I'm very much looking forward to finally picking this up. I don't know that much about it going in. I've heard people raving about it though. So I believe it's a historical fiction, possibly about like a 1930s, 1940s era actress. That's literally all I know. I'm kind of excited to pick this up and see what I think. I hope it's as good as everyone's been saying it is. This next book is also one that I've heard numerous people talking about, and I'm like, I don't know why it's taken me this long to even pick it up. So that is The Lost, A Search for 6 of the 6 Million by Daniel Mendelsohn. And this, as far as I know, is a man writing a memoir about his experiences searching for family that were lost in the Holocaust. And I don't know much more than that, but I've heard it's riveting and very, very sad, but also very beautiful. I'm looking forward to this in a more morbid way. I really enjoy reading about that time period and the Holocaust and all of that. I don't know why. It's just one of my obsessions. I also picked up As You Wish, Inconceivable Tales from the Making of the Princess Bride by Cary Elwes. I love him so much. I love The Princess Bride so much. So, of course, I needed this in my life. I know it's been out for what, like 2 years now, and I hadn't picked it up yet, but it's been out for like 4 years. But yeah, this is not a new book, but it's just one that I tend to not want to read a lot of books written by celebrities because it usually makes me dislike the celebrity. And so I didn't really want to pick this up for a long time, but I kept hearing people say that it's wonderful. And it is more about the Princess Bride, I think, than it is about Cary himself. Although I've heard he's a lovely, lovely human, so I would love to meet him someday. I'm still sad that we missed out on going to the Boston Comic Con and meeting him. Maybe next year. But I'm just really interested in reading this because The Princess Bride is literally my favorite movie of all time. I also bought Neil Gaiman's Art Matters. I pre-ordered this because I have at least 2 people in my house that I know are going to be artists for a living. My daughter is majoring in creative writing. My son plans on majoring in comic arts. And so I thought both of them ought to read this, but also I really want to read it. It's very short. I haven't picked it up yet. I believe this is more like an essay he's written. It says, Art Matters because your imagination can change the world. And it's just a book inspiring you about the arts from what I understand, and I wanted to own it. I love Neil Gaiman's work. I love the idea of inspiring people to the arts, so I wanted to have this in my library and pass it on to my kids. I also picked up Hild by Nicola Griffith, and this is a book that I've been hearing about for a while now. Again, I think this came out a couple of years ago. This is not a new book. Let's see, yeah, copyright 2013. So yeah, it's been out for a while, and I've had it on my radar, and for whatever reason, I've just never picked it up. And I decided just to buy it so it would be in my face, and hopefully I'll want to pick it up sooner. This is a story about a woman in 7th century Britain who, I believe, becomes a warrior. That's literally all I know. I don't know if this is a true story. I don't know if this is just straight up historical fiction based on like factual history, but you know, made up characters. I have no idea. Another book that's been on my radar for a while is Fatal Throne, The Wives of Henry VIII Tell All. This is a compilation of several young adult authors, I believe, and each one takes on a different character, so like Candace Fleming wrote Catherine of Aragon. M.T. Anderson, who I think is awesome, wrote Henry VIII. And what really made me finally buy this is that Jennifer Donnelly of These Shallow Graves, that I've been raving about, wrote one of the stories in here. She wrote Anne of Cleves. So I really want to pick this up like immediately. It's like taking all of my willpower to work on Build Your Library projects right now and not just drop everything and pick this up, because I love the Tudors. Like, I have a shelf of books that's almost entirely Tudors fiction. So like, I don't need more, but I do. But yeah, I've had this on my radar for months, and I was like, I need to just buy this. I need it in my life right now. So there's a chance I'm going to drop everything in the next couple of days and just devour this. This next book I have is Girls Burn Brighter, a novel by Shobha Rao. And this, like, literally the cover is what drew me in. I don't know why, but I just think this is beautiful. This is a new release. I don't know when it came out this year, but it came out in 2018. All I know going in is this is a book about two poor girls from India who managed to get to America to get an education and better themselves, and it's about their journey from India to America and their experiences and pulling apart and coming back together and all of that. So it sounds fantastic. I've heard good things. I really want to pick this up sometime. And the last book I bought in November is actually more for my homeschooling than anything else. I'm in a homeschool group on Facebook, and they were raving about this book, and I finally just decided to pick it up and see what the fuss was about. And that is The Writing Revolution, A Guide to Advanced Thinking Through Writing in All Subjects and Grades by Judith C. Hochman, Natalie Wexler. This is a pretty hefty book, but it's about writing. And as you might know, that seems to be the weakness of my twins. And so I thought maybe I'd gain something from this that will help them to get over this hump finally and write. So I'm getting desperate. So I don't know, I've started it and read a little bit, and I like that it's set up with lots and lots of examples, because that makes it just so much easier. I get really frustrated when I'm reading a book about education and it's just straight up theory and they don't give you any examples, and it's just sort of like, okay, I have this information, how do I use it? So I really appreciate when a book has just tons of examples. I don't know if you can see anything I'm showing you, but there's lots of diagrams and examples for different things, and it looks promising. Is it Charlotte Mason? No. This is very much a very academic, schooly way of teaching, but at this point I'm like, maybe that's what my boys need. I don't know. We're gonna get there. I don't know. I'll let you know more about my thoughts once I've delved in more. I haven't really had time to pick this up too much, but I'm hoping over break to really dig in, because I'd like to start applying some of this in the new year in January, and we'll see what happens. So those are all the books that I bought in November. Okay, let me just pick up all these books and we'll see what we got here. 12. What was I thinking? I don't know why I thought I could pick all these up, like standing up. Maybe if I were sitting, oh my god, I'm gonna just drop everything. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here. I think I have 12 books. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got any new books in the month of November, let me know down below in the comments and we can chat. I'd love to hear about it. And I will see you guys in my next video. Happy reading. Bye.